game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. What I want for Christmas too. At the same time with me, it's game time. But with you, yeah, it's lame time. Hey, keep playing around, get your head. Don't wanna live right, well, alright, leave you dead wrong. Hey, well, okay. I catch the dog, he getting the beats like it's Dre, like the money in the bank. You better play where it's safe. Told him belly fill his tank, run him to the next stage. I get down, I get dirty, catch him on the club. Thinking he gon' get a pass from the slide me something. Hungry for it, see an issue and I rub my stomach. Enough paper to make a book, I could get it published. What? You gonna believe me? Think for brown skin, real conceited. Got get it, go retrieve it, just short small. When that's from Cali, with the cheetah print out white curve. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Yeah, it's game time. Everybody's got a song called Rockstar, running up the pop charts, hugging, they do. My mama getting all these new tattoos, and I ain't saying but everybody's got a song called Rockstar lately.
On a picture-perfect Midwestern afternoon for football, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And able to get this out to the 25. They'll begin here with a run by Brown. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. You talk about this Lions defense. They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Burrow. Looking deep here for Chase. It's caught inside the 25. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. 53 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The Bengals had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them.
And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
He's got his target. That's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Burrow into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign. For them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that. Run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
From the 20, here's a 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Gibbs. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Well, starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the first down. Drive 1 that had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out of it.
But warm-up QB2, let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield and you don't score points. You know I'm being totally facetious here, right? I'm just kidding. Nice first drive. Rarely do teams score on every single drive in a game, but they like what they did there. They just hope they can pay it off this time with some points.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
That's caught, Andre Yoshivas.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. Burrow will throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Fights through, and now a crease. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Chase Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession and try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give. Now gone. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And taken right at the 35. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he'll find Chase on the right side complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll result in a fresh set of downs. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Here's Burrow. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he'll spot Higgins open left side. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
In the backfield by himself is Brown, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Chase Brown, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Brown.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Chase Brown
On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 21-0. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Goff.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
From the 50, it's gone. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Goff.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, this offense will definitely utilize him as a weapon out of the backfield because he was close to 100 yards receiving a week ago. So they will try to get him the football in space as they did right there.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Goff throwing again. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
2nd down and 6 now. Now it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Pulled in at the 24. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
A big pickup of 38.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Again, Goff. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Gone.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They go ahead and snap it. Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Throwing again is Goff.
There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions.
A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Lions are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Back to throw, Goff.
He's got it complete to Gibbs.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff.
That is caught.
There he goes left side. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 63 yards.
And the Lions are back within a score.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now it's Burrow. This one complete to Yoshibas. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it. But it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop it before he could get to the marker.
Able to slither by. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now Goff. It's complete to Williams.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
To throw is gone. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Bengals drive about to get going. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Looking deep here for Chase.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Cincinnati. 53 yards.
And as we all remember, these two were connecting back in their days at LSU when they were winning the national championship. But it wasn't just on game day. The amount of time they put in before practice, after practice, off days, that forged their connection, and it still continues here in the NFL.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Burrow will throw. On the move to his left.
Now Burrow loses the football. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it.
And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
And off to Gibbs, headed right here.
And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown,
34 yards.
And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. He spins free, and he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now Burrow. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw.
They're going to look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
It's fielded at the 45. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff.
And the Lions have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of two halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time they face a 3rd and 2. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. First carry now for David Montgomery. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And it's taken in at the 9. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, You're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Bengals grab it.
And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand? So the penalty on the offense, that'll be declined, and the turnover stands.
Here's Burrow. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I tell you, he's been running for his life all game long. They've sacked him time after time. And here he's again forced to beat the retreat. And he's got to throw this ball away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Burrow looking to pass.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Andre Yoshibas.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. And we are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Now Goff.
St. Brown on the catch.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Lions answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. This is 1st and 10. To throw, Burrow.
Being chased out left. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Marcus Davenport
In there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Here's Burrow.
He's going to let it fly.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Lions have just about sewn up this football game.
That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet and make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Good gain there on 1st down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he will have a Lions 1st down, and that's the one that should seal a victory. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for Detroit, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next.
What's up, Phony? What's happening? What's up, Sean Paul? What's happening? Hey, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Turn this thing on out. Now, let me see everybody.